about 83% of the time, you're going to be at your full potential. You'll handle the task at hand. Then there's these 17% moments. How you handle the 17% moments, how you self-regulate that will determine your true leadership. Followers talk about problems. They talk about how busy they are. Leaders are always talking about solutions. You've got to shift from victim to leader. I changed the way I started to think, speak, and act. And you know what happened? A whole different result started to occur in my life. Man, it makes such a huge difference when you recognize that your mood, your attitude, and your emotion is contagious. Every single day when you're with your team, every time you're meeting a customer, you're not just exchanging information, you're literally influencing their mood, their attitude, and their emotion, and they're going to come away from you feeling a little bit better about themselves or a little bit depleted. I really want to talk to you about some strategies. How do you stay motivated? There are 3 buckets that we need to fill. If you don't fill it, it's going to run out and you're going to be trying to dip into your bucket and give to other people and there's nothing there. And a lot of leaders today are self-sabotaging. They're working really hard and they're doing lots of great work, but they get to that moment of stress and they'll actually self-sabotage themselves. But if you want to have great potential, if you want to be a true leader of influence, you're going to learn to master those moments. They don't know about the traffic in my life. And it was in a time where my business had kind of flattened off. I think it was that whole period where I was kind of going through the victim period. And we started to look at my activities. I said, you know, it's the busiest year I've ever had. Man, have I been busy. But I haven't been that productive. And what we realized is I wasn't focusing on my MVPs, my most valuable and profitable use of time. One of the things I will do with leaders is we'll sit down and I'll have them create their definite dozen list. What is your definite dozen list? Your definite dozen are the 12 activities that represent your MVPs, your most valuable, profitable use of time. Not trivial, not time wasting, but powerful work. They say whatever keystone habits we put in place creates a chain reaction of positive momentum. Your highest performing leaders are very self-aware. I'm always talking to leaders about sustainability and their health and how are they holding up. They say that something like 96% of executives are feeling burnout. I actually take better care of this thing than I do myself. It's more difficult to just be alone and find time where there's space. And rediscovering your why, rediscovering on a weekly basis your purpose for what you do. I used to race into my day. I used to get on email like 76% of people today before they even get out of bed are on email or Facebook. And I don't do that anymore. I go downstairs, I'll brew coffee, put on a Pandora soft mix. I actually spend 15 minutes in a spiritual time of reflection and gratitude, and I try to write out a prayer. And what that does every time I start my day is it recenters me. It reestablishes me as a person, not a machine. Part of this week, along with vacation, is going to be about you rediscovering your why and your purpose. You say, well, how do you create a vision? What do you want to accomplish in the next 12 to 24 months that's going to stretch you, that's going to inspire you? What are the 3 stretch professional goals that you have in the next 12 to 24 months? Maybe coming out of this conference, there's going to be a new level of potential and success that you never really even dreamed or even had thought about. It's amazing what vision, vision is a picture. If you think about it, it's a picture of the future that creates passion in the present. When I have vision, I'm passionate. When I don't have vision, I'm not very passionate about my life. I start kind of going through the motions. Things become mechanical. Shift from kind of a vague black and white. Get crystal clear with your vision. How clear are you with your personal vision in work and in life? There are two creations in life. One is invisible in your mind's eye. And then there's a physical creation. And it takes a lot of hammering and chiseling and eliminating the trivial. Taking away things that don't represent the masterpiece that you are. Anybody here ever get in a pity party? Don't leave me up here alone. Anybody? Okay. I was kind of in a pity party. I was in a funk. And I got up that first night and I said, I have to be very honest with you. I came here to inspire you, and you have touched me deeply. And I want to tell you something. I was nervous. I've never been around burn victims. And I kid you not, a young man raised up a prosthetic limb. And he goes, Mr. Gutzler, we never refer to ourselves as victims. We're burn survivors. Burn survivors. Wow, yeah. The rest of those 4 days, I began to search my heart. And I started to weed out any victim speak, any victim mentality. You can always tell a leader in any industry, in any business, by their vocabulary. I want to be present with my wife. I want to be present when my kids come over, grandkids come over. I don't want to be a nuisance and out of balance in my life. I've lived in those eras before, and it's not very fulfilling. Most people I talk to in business are smart. But we got to be both smart and healthy. Smart and healthy. We're always talking about how do you keep the fire burning. I want to remind you, it's not about being fast. It's about finishing, and finishing with the right people. Be a leader in these next months. Your team, your family needs your leadership.